Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Mass Reviewer back again with another review, and today we are doing a review for Addams Family Reunion. This is the third film in the Addams Family franchise. I watched it, and so we're doing a review for it, and so let us just begin, starting off with the plot. So the plot of this one is that basically you have Gomez and Fester's grandma and grandpa that come to visit, and then they seem like very different. They're not into like all the spooky, haunted elements of the Addams family. Like they're much like more normal people all of a sudden, and so they realize that they have like some sort of like Alzheimer's. I forgot what it's called, like Walzheimer's, something like that. So in order to try to fix that, they decide to create a family reunion. They hire an organization to set up a family reunion, but then there was a mix-up at the organization. Like there was a problem with the system that made the family reunion, so they ended up getting invited to the wrong family reunion, which is the Addams family with one D instead of two Ds. So they go there at this hotel area, and then the movie is basically just the Addams family. They're just at this hotel at this wrong family union and stuff, and that's basically the whole movie, to be honest. Like nothing really, it's just kind of like filler stuff from there. And then towards the end, the entire time Gomez is trying to get Philip, who is this guy at the family reunion, to try to check on his grandparents to try to fix them. And then Philip ends up, his whole goal is to just get his father to write him into the will or something like that, or to change the will to benefit him more. So then he ends up getting upset at Gomez because Gomez ends up kind of ruining his plans, and so he ends up trying to kill Gomez, and so it leads to a very chaotic third act where it's you have Fester, by the way, has a dog throughout all of this that's kind of going crazy. So the dog's attacking, something's on fire, Philip is trying to kill Gomez and stuff, and this very chaotic third act. And then CPS ends up arriving, Child Protective Services, and they end up arresting Gomez and Morticia due to, I think, an anonymous call from Philip's sister. I'm pretty sure she is Catherine Addams. I think that's her. So so then Gomez and Morticia, they end up leaving on bail thanks to Walter, who is the one that has the will that Philip is trying to manipulate. So Walter ends up bailing out Morticia and Gomez, and then they go save Lurch, and then they go save Fester, and then they go save their children, and then so all is well that ends well, I guess, and so the family's back together. So in terms of the plot, this is a directed-TV sequel, so it does feel like that kind of a movie where it's not very theatrical or cinematic or anything. It just very much feels like a side adventure of a television show or something like that. So I'm gonna give the plot it's not bad, but it's not good either. So I'm just gonna give it a 5. It's just very filler plot. It kind of feels like. In terms of the characters, they did recast pretty much every character except for Lurch. Lurch actually, he does. It's Carl Strucken. That's it. That's how you say it. Strucken. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but so Lurch is the only one that keeps the same actor from the previous films. Other than that, you have Tim Curry replacing the previous actor that played Gomez, Addams. So he's good. I've seen him in Home Alone 2, that he was good in that. And other than that, I haven't really seen him in too much, to be honest, but he's a good actor. Other than that, the biggest one that's kind of a shame is Uncle Fester. I really liked Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester, so having now it's Patrick Thomas replacing him, I did not really like that too much. And all the rest of the castings I didn't really none of the new casts are better than the old cast, I would say. I think all the old casts are probably I preferred them more, but it's not like they did a bad job in the roles, I guess. So in terms of the character, there's also Philip, who's an antagonist. Every single antagonist in this franchise has just been after money, I noticed. So very shallow motivations here. You had Walter, who was fine, I guess. There was also Philip's cousin, who grandma, she as in Morticia's mom, she didn't end up coming to the family reunion, so she was just at their house. She was playing poker with cousin It. By the way, there's no dementia in this movie. She's from the last film. She ended up she debuted, and then she's not in this. Pubert is not in this, so this is definitely not a sequel to the previous films. It's a kind of a standalone continuity kind of thing. So grandma, she's playing poker at home with cousin It, and then there was Philip's cousin ended up getting the invitation to because of the mix-up, he ended up getting invited to go to the Addams family house. So him and his wife, they ended up just they were there for the movie, and not much to say about that. So overall, the characters, I I wouldn't call them bad, but I also wouldn't really call them good. So I'll just give them like a 5. Like they weren't good or bad. Like I think like Tim Curry does a good job as Gomez and stuff. Like all the I don't know. It's like maybe a 4.5 to a 5, but like it's like between, it's like not good or bad. More so maybe leaning on the bad side, but I'm just going to be generous and give it a 5. So in terms of the settings, I actually did like the Prime Rose Hotel. I think that's where it took place, like the hotel setting that the family reunion took place. And I think it was a nice setting just because like it's a hotel, so it does look nice and stuff. So you don't really see much of the Addams family house. And so I'll give the setting like it was decent, I guess, like a 5.5. Like it's a nice setting. It's like a hotel area kind of thing. So yeah. In terms of the speciality, which is in this case with this franchise, the haunted like elements and stuff, all that, there really isn't any in this film, to be honest. Like it's just maybe like it stems from like Wednesday and Pugsley, like their antics kind of have like stuff like relating to like, I don't know, blowing stuff up, and I guess Uncle Fester and his dog stuff have like like that kind of haunted, like Fester has a dog where it's like when he says good boy, he ends up like turning rabid kind of, and then when he says sick him, he goes back to normal. So, but there really isn't any haunted elements, really, it feels like. So I'm just gonna give it like I don't know, like a 4.5, I guess, because like really there is no stuff that really, like they have the jokes, I guess, still, where it's like they'll say like oh, you're scaring me, continue, that kind of stuff, like those kind of jokes and stuff. So, but that doesn't really feel like that's more so the comedy and not really part of the actual haunted elements. So I'm just gonna say at 4.5, not good, because there really is no haunted elements to this. So in terms of the comedy is once again, this franchise, like at no point really had very funny moments or anything. I think in the previous films, the funniest stuff came from Fester, with like Christopher Lloyd playing Fester, and in this film, it's like there isn't really, you don't have Christopher Lloyd playing Fester anymore, and Fester, like the new actor, doesn't really hold up the same to the same caliber as Christopher Lloyd. So this film, it didn't really feel like there was anything too funny, really, nothing that really stands out in my opinion. So I don't know, the comedy, I'll just give it like a 4.5, I guess, not good really, because there was nothing that I really thought was funny. So yeah, in terms of the worst thing, I don't know, I guess I'll just reuse the worst score, I guess, which is both the comedy and the speciality. So 4.5 once again for those. There's nothing in particular that comes to mind that I think is like the worst thing. So the best thing, though, I'll say the best thing, I did like the competitions between Philip and Gomez, where it's like they start off with darts and then they play ping pong, then tennis. I did actually like those scenes. Those were fun. Those were entertaining, I'd say. And so I would give those, I'd say they were between a 6.5 to a 7, between like good and pretty good. And I think I would give them, I'll be harsh and just say that they were good, but they were good scenes. I did like those scenes. They were very fun. So 6.5 to the competition scenes between Gomez and Philip. Extra notes I have, let's see here. I did like the third act chaos. I did like how it did feel like this film did feel like it has kind of like some of the most chaos out of any of the films up to this point, which was nice, I guess. There were a lot of like shitty effects. This came out in like 1998, so I'm pretty sure like Fight Club, that came out in like 1999, and I was like really impressed from the effects of that film. So I feel like at this point, like having shitty, like okay, it is a direct to TV sequel, so I guess it is like it doesn't have a large budget compared to like the other films in the franchise, but the effects, they did not look great and stuff. And I'm pretty sure by 1998, like you can have some decently looking effects, I feel like. So yeah, so that is pretty much all the extra notes I have. So I'm going to do the calculations. So King Crimson. All right, so it ends up coming out to about a 5 out of 10, which would be not good or bad. And I think I would probably, I think that's about right. I think it's like, it's not good, it's not bad really. It's just a very standard like directed to TV film. Like they're usually, you go in not really expecting much and you don't really get too much out of it, but it's like it's not at any point like bad, but it's never gets like really good at any point. So I think I would probably give it like about like a 5 out of 10. I think that's where I would, maybe it's the recency bias, maybe if I let it marinate I would change slightly, but I'd give it like a 5 out of 10 I think for now. So yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it. If you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, web series, anything that you want me to review, leave it in the comments and I will maybe possibly check it out. But with that said, that is pretty much all there is to it, so let's leave it at that.